The top attractions in New York. One of the world's greatest cities, New York, is always a whirlwind of activity, with famous sights at every turn and never enough time to see them all. Some come to see the Broadway shows, others come to shop and dine, but many come simply to see the sights. Although the city may not have had its usual high-energy vibe in the past year, that doesn't mean you shouldn't go. The fewer tourists have changed the city, making it less expensive to explore and easier to visit, with shorter lines at popular attractions. With that, here are the top attractions in New York. Starting off the list at number 10 is the Frick Collection. When it comes to New York City museums, the Frick Collection is at the top of the list due to its atmosphere. Henry Clay Frick, who had the mansion built to display his art collection, donated both the building and the original collection housed in an early 1900s mansion. The artwork is beautifully displayed in 16 galleries and includes a mix of paintings, porcelain, and furniture. Artworks by Monet, Rembrandt, Bellini, El Greco, and many other well-known artists are on display. The collections are not organized by period, artist, or country, but rather in a more haphazard manner intended for enjoyment. The rooms are arranged around a lovely, covered garden court with tropical plants and a central pond. Next at number 9 is the Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge, with its Gothic-style arches and suspension cables, is a city landmark that has inspired generations of poets, songwriters, and painters. This historic bridge, which spans the East River from Manhattan to Brooklyn, was the world's first steel suspension bridge completed in 1883. You can see it from many ferries in the east side of Manhattan, but the best way to experience this icon is to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge for an hour. A wood plank walkway, open to only pedestrians and cyclists, runs above the traffic lanes. If you don't feel like walking the entire distance, at least get as far as the first pillar, where there is a viewing platform, and you can get a good look at one of the granite towers. You can see beautiful views of Manhattan, the East River, and the Statue of Liberty from the bridge. Cycling across the bridge is another option, but pedestrian traffic is frequently heavy, and cycling can be slow and difficult on busy days. Keep in mind that the bridge's access begins well back from the water's edge. Next in line at number 8 is the High Line. The High Line, an exciting and recently expanded New York City attraction, is a former rail lane that has been transformed into an urban walking trail above the city streets. This one-of-a-kind linear public park is filled with many plants and trees native to the area. Many of these bloom in the spring. Most of the park is lined with grass railings, giving it a natural feel while still providing spectacular city views. This West Side oasis stretches from Gansevoort Street at the south end to West 34th Street at the north end, mainly parallel to 10th Avenue. It is accessible at various points along the route, some of which only provide stair access, and others offer elevator access. Although the High Line is only 2 to 3 stories above street level, the views of the city's architecture and lookouts over the streets provide an entirely different perspective. The trail is heavily used, and on weekends it can be bustling, but it is still a peaceful retreat without the surrounding traffic. Coming in at number 7 is the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. The World Trade Center's twin 110-story towers once dominated the Manhattan skyline, but they were destroyed by suicide-piloted jetliners on September 11, 2001, resulting in a tragic loss of life. The area, known as the National September 11 Memorial, is a moving tribute to the nearly 3,000 people killed due to the September 11, 2001 attacks, and the 6 people who died in the earlier World Trade Center bombing in February 1993. Tickets to the 9/11 Museum must be purchased in advance, either online or at the box office. This is one of the most popular things to do in New York, so making a reservation ahead of time is essential to avoid disappointment. If you're traveling with a family, make sure to book the discounted family rate for up to 5 people. Next at number 6 is the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, or the Met as it is more colloquially known, was founded in 1870 and is one of the most well-known museums in the United States. The Metropolitan Museum of Art's permanent collection contains over 2 million works of art spanning 5,000 years. Although the museum has 3 locations, the Met Fifth Avenue is the focal point. American decorative arts, arms and armor, costumes, Egyptian art, musical instruments, photographs, and much more are among the collection's highlights. Exhibition expose the public to some of the world's most famous works. If you are serious about visiting the Met, consider a VIP. Empty Met Tour at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which allows you to see this incredible museum with only 25 other people before it opens to the public in the morning. Before we continue the list, please subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps us bring you more content. And please don't forget to turn on the notification icon so you won't miss out on our other great videos. Let's continue with number 5, Broadway and the Theater District. The Theater District is home to over 40 Broadway theaters, which contributes to New York's reputation as having some of the best live theaters on the planet. Seeing a Broadway show transports you out of your seat into a new reality. Whether it's a new musical, the latest smash hit, or a long-running classic. That is the allure of Broadway. It is the place to see the latest shows as well as long-running classics. It is regarded as the pinnacle of American theater. Broadway is commonly used to refer to Broadway theater, which includes many theater revenues in the theater district and along Broadway. Schubert Alley is a well-known pedestrian-only alley in the theater district that houses 2 well-known playhouses. The Schubert on 221 West 44th Street and the Booth on 22 West 45th Street. Historically, aspiring actors would frequent Schubert Alley in search of opportunities to perform in a play, sponsored by Sam S. Schubert, the theater baron. Next at number 4 is the Rockefeller Center in the Top of the Rock observation deck. When it comes to New York attractions, Rockefeller Center is on almost everyone's list. This sprawling entertainment and shopping complex in the heart of Manhattan houses NBC TV and other media outlets. Still, the centerpiece is the 70-story 30 Rockefeller Plaza, an Art Deco skyscraper with spectacular views of Manhattan from the famous Top of the Rock observation deck. The deck, as it is known, consists of 3 floors located on the 67th, 69th, and 7th floors. Spectacular views are available from indoor and outdoor viewing areas, both during the day and at night. Skating on the outdoor skating rink at the tower's base is a popular winter activity in New York City and is excellent for families and couples. From October to April, the rink is usually open. Following Thanksgiving, a massive Christmas tree is erected in front of the skating rink, illuminating the complex for the holiday season. In December, many people travel to New York to see this sight. Coming in at number 3 on the list is Central Park. A walk, pedal, or carriage ride through Central Park's crisscrossing pathways is a must-do on any New York City itinerary. In the winter, you can even put on your skates and skate around Woolman Rink. This massive park in the city center, a half-mile wide and 2.5 miles long, are one of the things that make New York so lovely and livable. Aside from being a great place to enjoy some nature, Central Park has many attractions within its boundaries, most of which are free, making it one of the few inexpensive things to do in NYC. The Belvedere Castle, Strawberry Fields, the Central Park Zoo, and the lake are among the most popular places. If you're exploring the park on your own, get a map from one of the visitor centers and plan your route. Next at number 2 on the list is Times Square. As a tourist to New York, a visit to Times Square is unmissable. The busiest square in Manhattan, which has served as a setting for numerous films and television series, is in the heart of the city. It is located at the intersection of Broadway and 7th Avenue, is New York's most famous landmark and liveliest area, with its neon lights and billboards. Times Square has bars, restaurants, theaters, museums, and a great atmosphere. Times Square, which is lined with massive, brilliantly lit billboards and screens, is the place to be in New York in the evening. But it is also exciting at any time of the day. This is where New York's New Year's Eve celebrations take place, as well as the famous ball drop at midnight, when the square and surrounding streets are packed with people. And now, the number 1 on the list is the Statue of Liberty. The top spot on this list may come as no surprise, But all of these attractions are unquestionably must-sees when visiting New York. The Statue of Liberty, America's most iconic landmark, is at the top of every first-time visitor's list of things to do in New York. It was France's gift to the United States. It was built in 1886 and is still a world symbol of freedom and one of America's top attractions. It is one of the giant statues in the world, standing just under 152 feet tall from base to torch and weighing approximately 450,000 pounds. The statue can be seen from land, with good views from Battery Park on Manhattan's southern tip. However, the best way to truly appreciate the Statue of Liberty is to take a short boat ride to Liberty Island and see it up close. You can walk around the base, enter the pedestal, or go right up to the crown with reservations. Do you know of any other attractions in the city? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. If you happen to have a travel buddy, don't forget to tag them. Watch these videos next, and I will see you in the next video.